Today I have the Arrma Granite Voltage. I got this thing secondhand from my nephew, doing a little horse trading with some stuff. Picked this guy up. It's got some serious issues in the transmission, and figure I'll rebuild it and make a good car out of it. So today what we're going to do is we're going to get this case of parts so I can see exactly what I need in there, and then I'll order my parts and then we'll get it back together. And we're going to start off today by getting these big old tires off. These things are just huge. And we just go through and use my ratchet here and get them going, started anyway, and we'll get them off. Okay, I got these wheels off, and I forgot to take my battery out, and that's pretty easily done. Just slide that out of there. It's a good battery, and I got 3 others with it, 2 LiPos as well. So we're gonna have a lot of fun with this car. A little gravel in there. So now we're gonna start. I'm gonna start with the rear end, and what we're gonna do here is we're gonna remove these 3 screws, and that will pop out. We'll slide out 4 pins here, and everything will drop out. This is gonna be pretty simple. Once you got those 3 screws out, what you do is you just want to kind of pry that out. Bang, comes out, set it aside. And then there's those 4 pins that we'll remove. Currently we're going to remove these 2 top screws, and once we get those out, everything should drop out. We got those 2 screws out. Now it's just pretty simple. What we'll do is we'll move those out of the way. These pins just slide right out. See how that all drops out of the way? Get that dog bone out of there. I need to get a pair of pliers. Yeah, I'm going to need some pliers. Okay, finally found my pliers. Now I'm going to want to pull these out. And drop that dog bone, but there's our front ends off. Pretty simple. I just lay them aside there, to the side they go, and we'll move on to the back. Front end's the same process. 3 screws here, these 2, plus we have to undo the linkage here, so we just push it off of the servo here and get this guy, well, turn it this way and then push them off there. Sometimes they'll fight with you a little bit, but they will come off. There we go. Now we just got to take these screws. Okay, now we got the front and rear end out. I'm going to flip it over here, and you'll see there's 2 things. These are what holds those lower push rods, or whatever, that hold the whole front end together there. So we're just going to undo these. So we get these out. And then there's this pin that holds these, it's like a body holder tower or whatever, but they're right there. Can you see that? And we got to push those through. And there's 2 of them. This one here. What I like to do is try to just get them started, tap them out, and then grab a hold of them with a pair of pliers. Okay, now we're going to get these electronics off, set them aside, and pull this motor. This spur gear is pretty easy to get out. What I do is I just stick this back there and it'll pop right out. There we go. Up. A little bit more. There we go. Spur gear. Bearings are all good. Gear itself looks good. Now we'll remove these two. Now note the position it's on. It's on 18 tooth, which is this gear here. We just undo these. Now to remove the servo, I took these two screws out here, and then you flip it over and there's a convenient hole right there. We just reach in there and undo that screw. There we go. Screw dropped in there, and we're just going to dump it out. Okay, now we got it down to pretty much a bare bones shell. Other than we need to remove these fellers here. Now we have 3 screws up front here, 1, 2, 3, and then 2 screws back here. Pretty easy to get apart. Now what we have left to do is just split the case, and we got to be real careful when we do this so we don't lose any of our gears, but start getting that spot right there. See, we're separating all the way through here, and we're just going to easily and gently lift this off because our transmission's right here, gears and everything. And there we go. This is what we're replacing when they show up, and now I'm ready to go. This is all prepared. Yeah, this spur gear's got some, or idle gear I guess is what it's called. It's got some hook to it, and it grinds pretty good. And this right here is a train itself. We're going to salvage these 2 flat washers off either side. To check our bearings, make sure everything's sit well. They look pretty good. Yeah, it's not too bad of a project. You just got to be patient. I cannot wait for my parts to show up.